Hey guys, it is me again. Today is Monday, February the 13th. Makes it day 44 on our project Daily Bread 2012. As always, guys, it's good to be here tonight. I hope y'all are doing alright. As always, I'm going to try to make this as short as I can, but I can't promise you nothing. So, yeah. I don't know what I was laughing about. It is good to be here, like I said, guys. It really is. I hope y'all are doing alright. Hope you're not getting too pounded by the weather. I know we've had a bad streak come through here. I know it went all the way down into Florida, even up into Canada. I mean, up in Canada they've been having pretty bad weather. I just got them watching the Rick Fixes video, and they had a big storm, and he was out there shoveling and snow plowing it, or what is it you call it? A snow blower. We don't usually get enough snow around here. Nobody really keeps snow blowers around here. We just shovel usually, because we don't get feet at a time usually. So anyway, yeah, that was pretty interesting. But let's see, what do I want to talk about tonight, guys? Number one, Richard, I want to let you know I got your I finally read your email, brother. Sorry for taking so long to do it. I'm glad you sent it to me. About not only subscribing and watching Stephen Hayes' videos, but buying his book. I don't have a Kindle, and I think you mentioned you had Kindle for PC. I didn't know they did that, so maybe I'll have to look into that. Try to get that for one of my computers. I like to read. I mean, I don't get to do it as much as I'd like to, but oh, excuse me. I know when I've got time, I do like to read. Brother Woody sent me a book, I guess a year ago. I think he sent it to me for my birthday last year that I've still not got to read. I'll be honest, guys, just between work and these projects I got at home, like mom's car, and I'm always doing something like that. I've always got friends pulling at me in 10 different directions. Then when you've got a church to try to run, and I have to do so much Bible studying per week and getting sermons ready per week. I'm in the Bible 20 hours a week anyway, or more. So it's hard to work, take care of everything, do your 20 or 25 hours of Bible reading a week, and then on top of that read books. I mean, it's hard to get time, but I do enjoy reading when I can. So I will try to maybe get to check into that Kindle PC deal. I didn't know they did that. Like I said, I thought you had to buy the little Kindle deal that you hold in your hand. Maybe if I can get that, I'm definitely going to buy Stephen Hayes' book there. What was it, 3 Men in a Hut? Seems to be a cool dude from what I can tell. Just what I've already watched of him. I'm not subscribed to him yet, but I'm going to. I've got his channel pulled up. After I watch a video or two, I'm going to subscribe to him. But like you said, he's a very interesting guy from what I can tell. He seems a lot like the guy, I can't remember his name now, but his last name's Jackson. He's actually a scientist, and it's odd to see these guys that are scientists and doctors and things like that are Christian, at least that openly announce that. I think a lot of doctors, and what was it, Ben, what's his name? I want to say Ben Stiller. It ain't Ben Stiller. Well, I'm ashamed that I forgot his name. You guys know the one I'm talking about. The one that talks like this. The one that was in Ferris Bueller's Day Off, does the dry eye commercials. Anyway, he's Jewish, and he done a video about he done a movie about scientists that actually don't believe in what they're shoveling, don't believe in the evolution and the Big Bang and all this stuff, but they won't say anything. A few of them were Christian, but now he wasn't necessarily talking about the Christian ones or the religious ones. He was just talking about in general that so many of these scientist guys don't believe in what the theories and stuff they've got now, but they're afraid to say anything because when they say anything, they lose their jobs. they lose their, they get kicked out of campuses. There's teachers that have tried to teach, that, and I'm, like I said, even scientists, even, eggheads that try to say, well, they're not technically right, and they fire them as soon as they do that, or they lose their grants, they lose all their money, and he made a movie about that. So man, I cannot think of his name. I don't know why I can't think of it. I know it as good as my own. But anyway, it's good to see somebody like that has got that kind of job, that kind of occupation, that kind of profession, and still, professes like he does, like you said. So, he kind of reminds me about, like I said, I can't remember the guy's name. Is it Tom Jackson? I can't remember his first name. The one, he's a scientist though, and he's a Christian scientist. And I watched one of his videos, and I told you guys about it, about him explaining, because that's one argument that atheists and a bunch of egghead scientists have about a young Earth, a 6,000-year-old Earth, or 5,000, or 10,000, or ever how old, that most of us say the Earth really is. They say starlight disproves that, because stars are so many millions of miles away, and it takes, or millions of light years away, excuse me, and it would take so many millions of years for the light to get here, so that proves the Earth's that. Anyway, he goes through that theory, and he explains how God did that. And it's kind of complicated. He talks about how that actually when God made the earth, and it actually says all this in the Bible, talks about when God stretches out the universe, and he stretches out, he stretches out basically the blanket that he made the universe in. And, even by Einstein's theory, when you stretch space, you stretch time as well. When space changes, time changes. So this guy's explanation for that is when God stretched out the galaxy and he put the stars over here, let's say at my left hand, and the earth is over here. Well, when he made the earth, he made it, and then he stretched this time out over here and space to put these stars in. Well, when he did that, let's say he stretched 10 billion miles out over here. Well, when he stretched the mileage out, the time also had to change. You know what I'm saying? Because space and time, are relative to each other. Going even by Einstein admitting it. So when he stretched out the space to put the stars so far away, he also stretched time. So that's why the earth can be 6,000 years old and the stars be 1,000,000 years old. Because God stretched time when he stretched out space. Anyway, he explains that. I mean, and he does a good job of it. But that's what he reminds me of, is that guy. And I like to see that. But it's kind of funny, and I didn't really mean to get into this, guys, but talking about the Bible, talking about, what gets me with these scientists and everybody, the Bible talks about the earth. Back in those days when the Bible was wrote, and most people, were sitting here thinking the earth was flat. We know that. The Bible actually, that's what everybody says. Oh, we only discovered the earth was round, in the last so many hundreds of years. The Bible's always had it in it. The Bible talks about the earth. How is it puts it? It talks about it being a sphere and it's setting upon nothing. To me, that that tells me the earth is round. So anyway, guys, jumping off that, I just wanted to thank Richard for that. Let's see, what else, guys? Guys, keep praying for us. Business today just sucked, to be honest about it. It's kind of funny when I went to the cash register at the end of the day. Dad kind of laughed and said, "Son, you'll probably need help to carry all that money out of that cash register." We grossed $140 today. Yeah, even in bad times, that's getting very, very bad. So just keep praying for us, guys. I'm not going to give up. I can't give up. Can't give up on the Lord. I know He's going to take care of us. We're still going to make it. It's just, we've got to have faith. We did some jobs today we didn't get paid for. It's one of them deals too. If we'd have got paid for everything that we did, it would have been a better day. Still wouldn't have been no great day. But I'm just praying that some more. See, I'll tell you the trouble right now, guys. Everybody's getting their tax money back, and most people don't do they don't buy things and do things they need to do with their tax money. They don't have their cars fixed and buy tires, and they play with their tax money. They buy four-wheelers, and they buy, and which we've got a couple four-wheelers and a couple bikes to sell, but it's just, they're hard to sell. But anyway, what I was going to say, my buddy at the gun store, see, his gun store business right now is booming. People are buying guns like crazy. Guns are something to play with. They're fun to buy. Tires are not fun to buy. Getting a brake job done is not fun. Getting a tune-up is not fun. People want to spend their money on fun stuff. You would think as the economy's getting bad and people are starting to barely have the money to eat with, you would think they'd be smarter with their money, and do stuff they need to do, not stuff they want to do, but evidently they're not. So anyway, I'm hoping that there's not that many people got their taxes back yet, so I'm hoping as it starts rolling around better, some people will be buying some tires and doing things like that. So just pray for us, guys. I know that's going to do well. Pray for the church. Like I told you guys, they're foreclosing on our mortgage after the 20th. They said it has to be paid the 20th. So just pray, guys, that we can do enough this week and this weekend at church to have the money to pay it. So everybody pray for that. I know the Lord's going to take care of that as well. So let's see what else. Pray, guys, too, about the deal. I told you guys last night about the place that I need to start buying parts from with the application and all that. We got to send in a dealer app and all that. Problem is, guys, their minimum first order right now is $5,000. And, guys, there's no way I can put in a $5,000 order. I mean, there's literally, if they came to me right now and put a gun to my head and said, we're going to blow your brains out unless you put in a $5,000 order, I'd just have to say, pull the trigger, pal. I mean, I would have to sell stuff. I would have to sell my motorcycles and trucks, and I'd have to, to come up with $5,000. So, I'm hoping, though, that the girl also told Dad, though, that talked on the phone, she said, well, put in your dealer app and, get approved and then talk to the rep. I mean, the way she kind of gave a little bit of inclination, like maybe that was kind of up to the rep for this area, that if he wanted to, he could kind of, let that slide. So I'm praying that that'll happen, guys. Pray for that for me, because I really need to be able to buy from this bunch. I really do. So pray everything will go good there. All right, guys. Let's see what else. I guess that's it, guys, as far as the jibber jabber. Darren, brother, hope everything's all right. Number one, you said yesterday you were getting ready to do a carbon fiber video showing us how to paint fake carbon fiber, and you never did it. You never uploaded it. So I don't know if you had some troubles there. You didn't get to do it. So I mean, that would be nice, brother, whenever you can get that up. I was really looking forward to that. So, and I noticed I think you only put up one video today. And that's kind of odd for you. So I hope everything's going all right. I hope you're feeling all right. Let's see what else, guys. I guess that's about it. As soon as the weather warms up, guys, it's supposed to be in the 50s by the end of the week. As soon as that warms up, I'm going to try my best to get this car out of here, get it washed, get it back in here and get it mashed up. Tell you what I did do today, guys. I need to do this too. I'm going to paint the car first, probably. My panel that I told you guys I was making me a panel, and I'll hurry with this, guys. I got to get to it. For the stickers, so I can start getting some stickers from some YouTube guys. I'm going to paint that furnace door. I'm going to seal it. I'm going to use it for a test panel for my sealer. But I'm also going to paint it. I'm going to put a pinstripe around it. I told you guys about that last night. Well, I went to the parts house today and bought my paint, guys, and I was kind of want to tell you guys about that real quick. I told him, I said, I want a silver or white base to make my pinstripe with. And he said, well, white's going to be the cheapest. I said, well, I'd rather have silver. He said, well, let's go back here. I've got some mixing mistakes that we've made. Let's see what we got. So anyway, guys, I bought a pint of silver metallic that I'm going to use for my base. My color going to be my pinstripe on my thing. And I was wanting the purple, the same purple I'm painting Mom's car. And I don't think I'm going to have enough left from the car. Well, anyway, he priced that, and it was like $34 for a pint of it. Well, we got to looking through his mistakes back there, and he had a pint of mica. I think it was mica pearl red metallic or something it was called. It was a Subaru color. that he'd messed up on, and it was a Seacoast paint, he called it, which was the most expensive, right at $40 a pint. Anyway, guys, long story short, he sold me a pint of this paint, which was supposed to have been $40, a pint of the silver, which was supposed to have been like $28. So this paint together plus tax was supposed to have been like $71 or $72. He sold me both these pints of paint for 20 bucks. And he put it on my bill for me. You know, I didn't have to pay for it. So that was pretty good. So I'm going to show you guys that as soon as I can. So let's get to the important thing tonight, guys. And of course, that is the Word of God. 1 Corinthians chapter 3, verse 4. Here we go. For while one saith, I am of Paul, and another, I am of Apollos, are you not carnal? No, what he's talking about here, guys, is like we were talking about back in the last chapter. These people arguing, saying, well, Paul baptized me, and one saying, well, Apollo baptized me. They were kind of getting to where they were following Apollos and Paul, and they were following these leaders of the church more than they were following the Lord. And that's what Paul's saying. When you say these things, are you not being carnal? He's saying you are. You're being carnal. Verse 5. Who then is Paul, and who is Apollos, but ministers by whom ye believed, even as the Lord gave to every man? That's all he's saying here. He's saying we're just ministers that gave you the word, like God is doing. He's sending the word out to every man. I have planted, Apollos watered, but God gave the increase. He's saying, I love that. Just like us, guys, just like me at church. You know, when I get so aggravated sometimes, guys, because it seems like nothing's being watered, nothing's being increased. But that's we each have different levels. You know, we each have different things we do. One to plant, one to water, as it says, but it's God that gives the increase. So then neither is he that planteth anything, neither he that watereth, but God that giveth the increase. Or he says it again. Now he that planteth and he that watereth are one. Let me go back up here, guys. Yeah. He that planteth and he that watereth are one, he says, and every man shall receive his own reward according to his own labor. For we are laborers together with God. Ye are God's husbandry, ye are God's building. According to the grace of God which is given unto me, as a wise master builder, I have laid the foundation, and another built thereon. But let every man take heed how he buildeth thereupon. Guys, this is talking about every man's shall receive according to his own labor. Again, guys, that's what I'm seeing so less of nowadays. I'm not seeing anybody willing to labor for the Lord. Just like me and Dad were talking today, a guy that came in there, he's a part of the local Christian motorcycle little group here, the Christian, I don't know what they call themselves, but we were talking about that. You cannot get people to do anything anymore for the Lord, for church. I was talking about that. We normally sell Valentine's Day cookies at church. The big cookies like this big with icing and stuff on it. And we normally raise around $1,000 for the church to do that with. We didn't do that this year. You know why? Because all the people that have anything to do with doing that this year were just too busy. They never even brought it up about doing it. They never, everybody's too busy, guys. We're too busy doing things for our kids and grandkids. I'll tell you guys, I'm not going to lie about it. I don't know. I like to say I have nothing against sports, but I'm telling you guys, sports, cheerleading, things at school, these extracurricular activities at school, and I know they're good about keeping kids, well, actually, no, they're not. They don't do nothing to keep kids off drugs and all that. Most of you druggies and stuff are you jocks and all you players, but anyway, spitting out the truth, guys. Kids are being drawn away from the Lord because of these extracurricular activities. Whole families, I see it in my church, everywhere, are being drawn away from God because of extracurricular activities. They don't have any time for God. Guys, I played basketball and football and baseball and everything else back in the day. But back then, guys, everybody had respect for God. There was no games on Sunday. There was either practice on Wednesday night. Either you didn't have it or they changed the times around so people would go to church. They respected the things of God back then. They didn't make these kids do stuff ever. Now it's a full-time job to play on a sports team. It's taken the whole families away from God, guys, and it makes me sick. And there's, I don't know what to do about it. Pray about it. It's all we can do. Anyway, guys, let me keep reading here. For other foundation can no man lay than that is laid, which is Jesus Christ. He's saying Jesus Christ is the cornerstone. He's the root. He's the rock. No man can do anything other than Jesus Christ. You know, we cannot change that foundation. Now, if any man build upon this foundation, gold, silver, precious stones, wood, hay, and stubble, every man's work shall be made manifest, he says, for the day shall declare it, because it shall be revealed by fire, and the fire shall try every man's work of what sort it is. Guys, I'll tell you, I'm scared to death. I am scared to death that we're fast approaching the day when the Lord's coming back, and we're all going to be, our deeds are going to be tested by fire. Guys, and there's so many people today that are not going to be able to stand worthy. Their deeds, what they've done. Just like I said, guys, the biggest thing I see today, nobody will not give God any time. They won't give him their time. They won't give him their tithes. And I'm just talking about money. I'm talking about everything that we owe God. You know, guys, he created us. He created this universe. He gives us the very breath of life in us. He gives us our heartbeats. And people won't even tithe. And I'm not talking about tithing to the church, guys. I'm talking about giving God a piece, giving him a tenth. You know, that's what I'm saying. All God asked for, even back in the Old Testament days. And I know we don't have to do any of this. You know, we're under grace, guys, and I know that. It's the blood of Jesus Christ is what saves us. I'm not getting away from that. But don't we still owe God? Don't we still owe God for what he's did? You know, we owe God more than a tenth of everything we own. You know, we owe him everything. We should thank him for it. We should be glad for it. You know, we should do more with it. We should help people. We should. I'll tell you guys, I don't know. I don't see it anymore. I don't see people seeking after the Lord anymore. Very few people. Very few people. If any man's work abide which he hath built thereupon, he shall receive a reward, it says in verse 14. Guys, that's where we're going to stop tonight again. I hate being so late, being so long. We're already at 22 minutes. Like I said, guys, I just want the Lord to put this stuff on me. I have to say it. And if I make people mad, I make people mad. As Esther said, if I perish, I perish. Guys, when the Lord puts it on me, I'm going to say it. You know, just like he said himself, you know, the word of the Lord is a two-edged sword, and it cuts like nothing else, guys. And that's the truth. It's not, you know, the word of the Lord's not easy. It's not here to make you feel good. It's here to convict you hard and to make you turn away and change. Turn away from your sins. And like I said, guys, I'm seeing so many people today. Am I perfect? No, I'm not perfect. I'm not claiming I am. Do I get discouraged more than I should? Yeah. Do I have lapses of faith more than I should? Yes. Do I sin more than I should? Yes. We all do. But guys, we've got to try. And that's one thing about me. I fail God miserably, but I try so hard. I do. You know, and that's what's bothering me, guys. I'm seeing people today that are not even trying. They get away from God, like I said. They'll break their back to you know, I've seen grandparents and parents go out here. Me and Dad was talking about that the other day, to raise money for soccer teams and Girl Scouts and things like that. They'll go out here and they'll drive. They'll waste $100 worth of gas. They'll take that kid out. They'll spend a month every evening going out here selling stuff to raise money for class trips and all this stuff. They will not spend an hour doing something for God. They will not spend an hour doing something for the church they belong to. They won't even show up for the meetings, let alone do anything. We've tried to sell donuts and that kind of stuff at church before. Nobody won't do it. Nobody's interested. But like I said, they'll break their back to raise money for a soccer team or for a dance team or for a cheerleading squad. Makes me want to puke, guys, and I don't know what to do. Like I said, the world's in a sad shape. Anyway, guys, thanks for being here. This is the longest video I ever made. Love you guys. Pray for me. Pray for my business, guys. I'm not giving up, as Milo says. 5 minutes for the miracle. I love you all. Good Lord willing, see you tomorrow night. Good night, and God bless.